Coming down yesterday, just your initial thoughts, and I know he's someone who was here your entire career, and just sort of your thoughts, I guess would be the best way to put it.
Yeah, obviously, sad for Fitzy and his family. Obviously my family and his family are super close, so lucky I got to spend all these years with him at the helm, and just an unbelievable person. So I feel really bad for him, and obviously just the way it is now.
Obviously it's a results-driven business, and particularly this year hasn't really been there. I know you've been out a lot, but how do you sort of absorb that as a locker room, and what is sort of the process going forward here?
Well, yeah, I mean, when Fitzy, he builds a team, and obviously, I think he's done a pretty good job of that over the years, and at the end of the day, a lot of it, most of it comes down to the players, right? We're the ones going on the ice, we're the ones competing every night, and we're the ones that are, can change the outcome of a hockey game. So, just frustrating, because, I'm a big part of this team, and, got a lot of love for Tommy Fitz, so sad to see him go, and, I wish we could have done better for him.
Jack, I know it's fresh, but have you given any thought on what matters to you for someone who comes in, the qualities they have as a GM or a management position for this team?
Yeah, I think that, a lot of that's out of my control. I'm supposed to come here and play and lead, lead with my game, lead with how I act around the rink. And I know I trust our ownership group, and they're smart people. They'll bring someone good in here, but it's so fresh. And, like I said, I just feel bad for Fitzy right now. Just, awesome guy, good at what he does, just, very genuine person. So just feel bad for, him and his family right now.
Thank you, Jack. You've had Fitzy here as AGM and GM, and I'm just your initial thoughts, and obviously, knowing it's a results-oriented business, you guys have fallen short, and that sometimes, falls on the general manager there.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just part of it. I've been very thankful for all the years with Fitzy. He's been treating me well, and had a trust in me to be one of those leader guys to be part of this team for a long time, and I'm obviously very, very thankful that I've been a part of that plan the whole time, and we've been able to have a good relationship of working together. And unfortunately, I obviously feel disappointed in myself and what the whole team feels like. Because most of the time when this happens, this is because the team doesn't really perform the way that the GM has built up the plan, and sometimes that unfortunately falls to them, and obviously we feel very responsible to that.
And just how tough is that, knowing how much belief there really is in this core and who you guys are, and knowing what you could be, right? It has to be difficult to digest.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'm super thankful for all the years, and for the trust that he put up in me and the whole core to be the leading group. And obviously he has built this team, and that's going to show for years forward. Even if he's not the GM, it's going to show in the way he's been taking care of the team and the core, and how he helped us get to the position that we are in and the individuals that we are.
Tom obviously brought in Sheldon Keefe. Wondering what you make of the uncertainty, not knowing the new GM might bring in a new coach. What do you think of sort of the uncertainty of this group moving forward, whether it's coaching or players?
I think we got a confident group in here. We know what the plan is. We have had meetings all over the year of just focusing on, as of now, the 5 games that's left. As of now, we can't really control what's going into the off-season with moves here and there, and we don't really know who the GM is that's coming in either, and what their plan is. So we're focusing on these 5 games. I think we as a group, together with the coaches, has done a good job after Olympics to kind of having our identity a little bit more clear and played after it. And last game, I think, was a great example of that, and that's just how we're going to have our focus to try to finish the season that way.
How big was it for you, what you mentioned at the time, but just what he meant for you, and just helping your confidence, your development, just when you have someone like that, and just to help you when you're a young guy especially?
Yeah, no, it's been good. I mean, he's been hard. He's been pushing us, our core, to get better. He's very clear about his goals, how he wants to build a team, and then I feel like us as individuals in the core has been really trying to follow that as much as we can and try to take on that role as really important pieces that drives this team forward. So I think the communication over the years has always been good and pretty clear, and it's been I'm thankful for everything.
Coming down yesterday, Tom FItzgerald is someone who's been here from the very beginning of your career. Just your thoughts, and knowing it's a result-oriented business and you guys are the ones on the ice, sort of how do you take it all in?
Yeah, I mean, it takes a bit for sure. I think obviously Fitzy and myself, I think I can be very thankful for Fitzy, what he's done for me in my career and my development. I was 18 years old. He was assistant GM there already, and with Ray back in the days. And yeah, it's always a bit disappointing, like I feel you feel like part of it too. Like if you understand the business here, and like we're the guys that are on the ice, and he trusted us, and we weren't performing the way we should have, and then in a business like that, things like that happen. So obviously, yeah, a bit disappointed, but understanding the business side of it, and but still, very, very thankful for him and what he's done for me.
He's been here for a long time. What do you make of the instability and kind of what's ahead for this organization? And as players, like, how do you handle that?
I think as a player, you just gotta focus on the main thing, and it's playing hockey. And like I said, in that business, stuff like that happens, and you just gotta try to, not get too emotional. Just try to control what you can control, and that's you're playing, and the rest will come itself.
Nico, what qualities do you want to see in the next guy?
I think just for the next guy, I think brings new ideas, new fresh wind. But like I said, it's not. I wouldn't blame it always on one guy. I said everybody that's in this organization is not happy where we were, and unfortunately that's just the way business works. So I think Fitz has done a good job with us here.
I think just to piggyback off that, the core here, I mean, you're part of it obviously as the captain, and Jack and Bratter and Timo, you guys have something here. It almost just feels like you've fallen short of expectations in this 1 year.
Yeah, 100%. That's like I said, I think we're part of this. We're the reason too why where we're at right now, and why we're talking about this here right now. So definitely hold each other accountable for that. And I think we're proving ourselves too, especially lately, that we can be a good team, and gotta still believe in each other. And with new guy coming in with maybe new ideas that help the team, and we'll move on from here.
Nico, you're the guy who's eligible to sign an extension on July 1st. Does yesterday's news change your mindset on what you want to do moving forward at all?
I'm focusing on playing hockey here, and I still have 1 more year, so I'm with the Devils right now, and then we'll see what happens.
Yesterday of Fitzy, you've been here for a few years now, and just sort of seeing what you guys are trying to grow. Just your initial thoughts, and maybe the disappointment as a team to, not get the results that resulted in this.
Yeah, obviously, very sad. Fitzy's brought a lot of guys in here, a lot of people, and to see that, it's obviously, for us coming in here today, it's sad, but we got to be professional, and we have 5 games left that we really want to maximize, and with a big game tonight, and that we have to focus on, and bring a really good performance here at home.
You're signed here long term. What is it like to kind of sort of think about the uncertainty ahead with an organization, or is this something as a player you just try not to think about?
Yeah, especially now in the season with 5 games left, you obviously don't try to overthink too much, and like I said, maximize really this every day now with these games coming up that are really important games for us, and so I think you got to be professional and handle it the right way, even though it's it sucks, but like I said, you got to handle it the right way, and have energy for the game tonight. Bring your best.
Could you talk about what Tom meant for you? He obviously traded for you, and then you signed long term. Just the trust he had in you, and just what he meant for you.
Yeah, gave me the chance to come here, traded for me, and signed long term, and so it's obviously it's disappointing seeing this, and he believed in me. So we didn't get the results that we wanted to be in this position and have this happen. So yeah, it's obviously it's on us players, and we want to be professional to handle this the right way and not let us drag too much on.
Coming yesterday that Tom FItzgerald no longer here. I mean, just your initial reaction and knowing that a results-oriented business, you guys are the players on the ice there.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Fitzy, all put us together, and more importantly, he's a really great person, and he treated me and my brother and the players in this locker room with a lot of respect, and he really cared for us, and that's just a testament to him as a person, and just a really great person. So sucks, and it's a tough day for everyone, and it's part of the business, and it just sucks.
I would imagine, though, too, like just with the way you guys are playing, the success that you've been having lately, like you're sort of seeing it all come together. It has to, it has to hurt a little bit there too.
I mean, we all know what position we're in, and obviously we haven't had a good enough year as a team, and otherwise, we'd be in the playoffs, and it'd be a really exciting time for our team, and it's just been a tough year, and we just got to keep going and keep getting better, and all off big summers.
Obviously, you got 5 games left here and a job to do, but things are going to change around here. You don't know how many things are going to change. What's that like to sort of contemplate?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to take it a day at a time. Right now, just focused on today's morning skate and then tonight, and trying to bring my A game tonight. So I think that's what I'm trying to do, and I think around the locker room, that's kind of the message.
Looking at it's fresh, but have you given any thought as to what qualities you want in somebody who comes in and takes over the leadership?
No, I mean, that's above my pay grade. I'm just here to, try to do my best on the ice and, get better every day.
Obviously, with the news of yesterday, I would just say that it's not a good feeling to get that call from Fitzy, first of all, and not a better feeling today, frankly. Think everybody here, from coaches to players, bear responsibility to put ourselves in a situation like this where ultimately our leader and general manager has to pay the price for it. For myself specifically, fundamentally, I believe a coach's job is to deliver on the vision of the general manager and on the people that put you in a position by showing belief in you. So we've fallen short of that, and I take responsibility for that. It's not a good feeling, like I said, to hear the news. Tom's a great man and has treated me and my family extremely well, so I'm disappointed in the news, mainly disappointed in myself and the group and how our season has brought us to this point. With that said, we have time remaining, and like we've been doing here in the last while, our focus has been on continuing to try to build our team and build our game, and that's where I'll shift my focus to as we get through this and get back playing tonight.
What kind of was your message to your team, or maybe it was just that, because it's not easy, especially a lot of these guys are either players that he brought in or have been with him since the beginning, right?
Yeah, that was, precisely what my message was, from what I just spoke on, but also just every person in our room is either brought here or has remained here because of Fitzy's belief in them. So we all have to bear responsibility for it, and it should be not a good feeling today coming in here. And that's just the reality of it. We're in pro sports, and there's accountability for everyone, and myself included. So that shouldn't be a good feeling. And there's a level of pride and responsibility that comes with being in pro sports, and we haven't lived up to that. So this is where it puts us in this situation, and I don't like it at all in that sense, but it is the reality, and now we have to press on as a group here with our games remaining, and obviously change is inevitable always in all situations. but even more so in a situation like this.
Sheldon, what assurances, if any, have you been given by ownership about your role?
The only assurance, and I got a call from Tad Brown yesterday, and just met with him again here this morning. Just in that, I'll be part of an evaluation process that will happen at the end of this season, and obviously they've got some decisions to make on who the new general manager and what the leadership of the team looks like, and I'll be a part of that discussion and evaluation. Like I said, it's not something that I feel good about with the situation that I've put, that we've put the team in here and Fitzy in. Unfortunately, it's not an unfamiliar position in terms of, it's something similar in the off season in Toronto. But we'll go through that process, and my focus has been, for the last, call it, I guess, whatever it's been, a month or so, 6 weeks since the Olympics. The focus has been really just on building our team and building our game, and that's my job and my responsibility. So I'll take every day that I have to do that here at the beginning of the season, and then we'll go through a process to see where we're at.
What did that Toronto experience do to maybe help you prepare for this uncertainty?
Well, it was a very similar feeling at the time, different in that it wasn't in the regular season, but similar feeling in terms of letting down the organization and the general manager that believes in you. So that hasn't changed. I guess, how did it prepare me? Just learning more about the reality of the league and the level and what comes with this job. So at that time, I had to kind of fight for my position in the organization, and it'll be a very similar situation here now. I don't know if you can ever really truly be prepared for these types of situations, other than the understanding of your responsibility fundamentally as a coach, which is to make your general manager look good.
Sheldon, I know it's fresh, but if the evaluation that you mentioned goes in your favor, just what qualities do you want to see in a leader coming in if they're...
Well, that's not on me to say. I mean, I understand and appreciate the question, but that's, it's those decisions will be made, by the leadership of the organization, and I certainly hope to be a part of the solution here. But the qualities and the direction that the organization wants to take, that's out of my control and out of my hands.
Is this more disappointing just because of the fact that you guys have been playing well, the last 3-4 weeks, to see this happen now?
Well, it is, in a sense, especially we feel like we're coming off of, 2 really strong games, and we put together some good hockey here since the Olympic break. I think we've seen where our team can be when healthy, and I guess when I say healthy, I'm more specifically referring to Jack Hughes and his impact on our group. Obviously, we've been playing without Brett Pesce, who is extremely important to us as well, and Gritsuk, so we haven't been fully healthy, but Jack makes a significant difference, and perhaps our fate in this season would look differently if we had a healthy Jack, not just in the games that he missed, but the number of games that he played coming back off the initial hand injury and not being at 100% and not being himself during that period of time. We haven't had the group on the ice that Tom built, for a little amount of time. But that's also where I bear responsibility. It's my job to be able to, sustain our game at times when we're not healthy. So how we're playing now and how we played, for that period of time, they're both part of the evaluation process and ultimately are my responsibility. But along with that, with the time we have left, the games we have left, we want to be able to, play as good a hockey as we can and feel as good about ourselves as possible despite the circumstances.